with translations. So the first thing that we have to do, obviously, in number 1 is where it says to actually graph this quadrilateral. But we've got to create an XY axis. Not going to measure, just going to draw. I don't need them to be anywhere in particular, except for to draw them so that I can fit the coordinates that they gave me and perform the translation. Okay. All right. So doing this, I've got to connect the points, make the point -2 down to -3. My goodness gracious. All right, sorry for that interruption. All right, B was -1, 1. There's B. C is 4, down to -1. And D is 3, -5. Okay, and as you can see, I'm going to connect these, and this makes a quadrilateral. Now, quadrilateral is a shape with 4 sides. So hopefully when I was done, I get a shape that has 4 sides. Now, it should look like one of our normal shapes that we generally would see. And there it is. So I did step 1. Now I'm going to do step 2. Step 2 states, graph the quadrilateral after a translation. Remember, translation means to move something, right? What I'm going to move is point D to the origin. Now, if you know where the origin is, you can go ahead and plot your point. I'm going to plot it too. This is now D prime. So somehow I moved from D to D prime, which is back 1, 2, 3. So I've moved left 3 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that describes my translation. So now what I'm going to do is actually do that to every point. If I still need to get a new quadrilateral of A prime, B prime, C prime, and D prime, I need to do it to all points. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's start with C and go backwards. Move it left 1, 2, 3, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's where C prime is. Now I'm going to do it to B. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's B prime and A. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's A prime. Okay, so now what I get is a new quadrilateral. And again, use my straight edge, and I'm going to connect it to make the new quadrilateral like it told me to. And there it is. Okay, so that's how we do a translation. Sometimes we have to figure out how much it's moving, or sometimes they'll tell us how much it's moving. In this case, we had to figure it out. Okay, now in the third question, it asked me about this word orientation, and it wants to know, is it preserved? Now, preserved means, is it kept the same? And orientation is the order of the points. Okay, it's the order of the points. So we have to look. Go back up to the image. And the order of the points means like from A to B to C to D, I moved clockwise. And if I look at the prime coordinates in green, I go from A to B to C to D. That's also clockwise. So therefore, is the orientation preserved? Yes. The order of the points, are both clockwise. So since they both go in the same direction, that means the orientation is preserved. So then it asks for the question number 4, are the original quadrilateral and its image under the translation congruent? Well, hopefully you guys already know that by now. Yes, because translations are rigid motions. Okay, so we should know that. On to 5. Write the rule for the translation. Okay, so we use the idea that this moves left 3 and up 5. Well, going left, is a way that we change the x number. So when it moved left 3, that means that the x went down by 3. So that would be the A portion, -3. Comma, the B is how we move up or down. In this case, we moved up, so that affects my y coordinate. So this looks like an x comma y pair, but it's not. It's an AB for the translation. This xy is going to stay the same. But what it's trying to tell you is if we didn't physically move each one of these left 3 and up 5, I really could just take each x coordinate and subtract 3 and take the y coordinate and add 5. Now doing that, it would create the new quadrilateral. Alright, now on to 6. It says to find the area of the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these triangles and I'm going to create a box around it to do this. This is the easiest way. So I'm going to create a box that contains all of the quadrilateral. Now what I need to do is to find the area contained by the red lines. And I'm going to do this real quick. I'm just going to shade in what we can see on the outside when we created that box. If you notice, I created 4 mini triangles around the box. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what you guys should do is find the area of the hole, subtract the area of the shaded, and that would give you the area of the non-shaded. Okay. Now by the area of the shaded, I mean all 4 of these triangles. Okay. Now to find the area of a triangle, you would do area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base, which is the bottom, times how the height is, how tall it is. So we would have to do that 4 times, add them together, and get the area of the shaded. Now the area of the whole thing, which just happens to be a square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would just be length times width, which is 6 times 6. Okay, so we would do 6 times 6 for this one and get 36. Those of you that want the extra credit, please find the area of all 4 shaded pieces, add them together, and then subtract them from the area of the whole thing. And this will give you the area of the quadrilateral. So I'm going to leave it there for those of you that want that extra credit.